Let me tell you about a girl I know. So that's E, C sharp minor 7, 3-note chord. So that is frets 4 to 4, C7, B7. Let me tell you about a girl I know. She's my baby and she lives next door. Every morning, before the sun comes up. The important thing here is the descending bass line. What chords you grab is not so important. So E, E7. If you want to have chords, it's E7 with the D in the bass, A with the C sharp in the bass, E with the B in the bass. Well, every morning before the sun comes up, A, she brings me coffee in my favorite cup. A sharp diminished, so that's like an A7th with the bass note going up a half. She brings me coffee in my favorite cup, that's why I know. An E with a B in the bass, so use the thumb to mute the E string. That's how I know. C diminished. Yeah, that's how I know. C sharp minor 7th. That's how I know, that's why I know. Yeah, that's... And from there on you get another bass note on every count. That's how I know. Yeah, that's how I know. Hallelujah, I just love her so. So the end is easy. It's just F sharp 7th, B 7th, E, ending in B7. So we have these descending bass lines starting at the C sharp minor 7th. The B, you could just play solo bass notes, but if you want to have chords along with them, with the B I would play an E chord. Then an A, and if you want to have the melody singing note, you make it an A major 7th. So that's how I know. Yeah, that's how I know. No, a G sharp, it's inversion of the E chord, so the E chord with the G sharp in the bass. So in tab that would be 4x2 4, 4x2 4. That's how I know, that's how I know. Yeah, that's how I know. Hallelujah. So this inversion of the E leads into the F sharp 7th, leads into the B 7th, leads back to the E, ending with, so the whole first verse. Let me tell you about the girl I know. She's my baby and she lives next door. Every morning for the sun comes up, she brings me coffee in my favorite cup. That's how I know. Yeah, that's how I know. Hallelujah, I just love her so. And then there's a B part that is slightly different. When I call her on the telephone. So that's A, then A sharp diminished. So that's in tab, that would be X1202. The A seventh with a bass note going up a half. When I call her on the telephone, E with a B in the bass, and tell her that I'm all. And here you could do this. So the bass goes E seventh, and this is a tritone substitution. So that would be B flat 7th, flat 5, or simply an E 7th, but with a B flat in the bass. By the time I count from 1 to 4, I hear her, and then an E with a B in the bass, knocking on my door. B 7th sharp with a sharpened 5th. So this is a B 7th. And so in tab that is 7x788. And that's the whole thing. So when I call her on the telephone and tell her that I'm all alone, by the time I count from 1 to 4, I hear her knock, knock, knocking on my door. In the evening when the sun goes down, when there is nobody else around, she kisses me and she holds me tight and tells me, baby, everything will be alright. That's how I know. Yeah, that's how I know. Hallelujah, I just love her. Hallelujah, I just love her so. Hallelujah, I just love her so. Hallelujah, I just love her so. So you could do this. Just descend chromatically from the E 7th. And then F sharp 7, B 7, E.